pals, it's Sassy Cassie, and welcome back to another reaction video of Demon Slayer. As always, I'd like to thank all of my subscribers and anyone watching this video. Thank you so much for watching and following me on this not shinobi journey. It's kind of weird to do something else other than Naruto, so here we are. So, as some of you can see, I have decided to continue Demon Slayer at least for a little bit longer. I originally watched the first 3 episodes quite a while back, and it didn't seem that interesting to me, but my friend told me, oh, it starts to get good at episode 4. I was like, well, that's really the episode right before I stopped. My other friend as well, the one that I do my podcast with, we had an episode where she talked to me about Demon Slayer, and of course, this was after I had already watched the first 3 episodes, but afterwards we had talked about how many episodes I should try to give a try, and she said to watch at least the first 7 episodes. So I'm going to watch this one and the next 3 episodes to get to 7, and we'll probably take a little break just because the holidays will be around that time, and there's just not going to be as much time to do additional things, because if it's not clear, I don't have an exact schedule, technically speaking, for Demon Slayer. This is kind of just like extra content that I don't advertise, because my only guaranteed thing that I'm doing is the Ninja Weekends and the Every Other Wednesday, which are experimental videos. These are just kind of added in whenever I can get a chance, and even though I do in my calendar have a schedule for them, it's not going to be like, if I can't make it on that day, then it's gonna be okay, because I'm not advertising, oh, I'm releasing it on this day. So whenever they come up, I hope you enjoy, is the moral of the story. But getting back to Demon Slayer, at least with the recap, I really was going to rewatch the first 3, but since I have been editing them, I feel like I have rewatched them. And in the last episode, after 2 years of training, Tanjiro finally slashes the rock, passes the test, and can go on to the other test. So I'm not sure where that leaves us. I also am just like, Nezuko's been asleep for 2 years. And it just, in my mind, when I'm thinking about it, I know that she's a demon now, but I keep thinking, I was like, when a normal person hasn't walked for 2 years, they usually have to go through all this like physical therapy so they can walk again. I'm sure that's not the case, A, because she is a demon, and B, because anime logic, but I just keep thinking, I was like, how could she be asleep for 2 years? I don't know why of everything that's what I'm focusing on, but that is what I'm focusing on. But aside from that, Tanjiro finally passes the test. He puts 2 and 2 together with not just knowing the movements, but actually doing them, because there's a difference between knowing it and actually doing it. So this will be interesting going into this next episode. So let's just get into it. It's also supposed to storm, so we're gonna try our best to do this before that happens. I should also note that they are doing construction at my apartment complex, so hopefully it won't be too noisy. Ah, yes. We're getting into a little recap, which is good for me. Like, I get if you were binging this, you're like, huh. But since I haven't watched this in a bit, this is like a nice little recap. Even though I was just editing the other 3, so... Same confusion though. I do, like, when I was editing, and then so when I edit, it's like rewatching it again, and I'm like, so he was the spirit of the rock, and not very clear, but it's fine.
As soon as I pick up the scent, I'm able to see the thread. It guides me.
Okay.
It connects my blade to any opening the enemy leaves me, and it tightens as soon as I see it.
Well, that's an interesting concept. Or not even an interesting concept, like interesting way to explain it. I forget how long his hair is.
To be honest, I never had any intention of sending you to the final selection.
Excuse me? You
Because
put...
I didn't want to see any more children die.
Oh.
I was sure you wouldn't be able to cut through this boulder, but...
So is that the person in the mask somebody he sent in the past that...
Remarkable.
Didn't survive?
I'm proud.
I should have brought tissues. Now I think about it, this show makes me really sad.
Make sure you come back from final selection alive. Your sister and I will be waiting for you.
Oh. This music as well is very... I don't even want to say it's ominous, but it's really well done. It just makes you feel the things. I think it just, I guess, pairs well, is what I'm trying to say.
I'm starving.
Almost feels like this is his final meal.
After today, you will be facing unimaginable hardships. Your training pales in comparison. But at least for tonight, you can rest well and sleep soundly one last time.
I knew it. It's ominous. Okay, he said you have to come back. Well, he's getting his hair cut. But he said he has to come back, but he also kind of feels like he might not come back, which I guess is maybe the reality, obviously, he's faced in the past with other students.
A growing boy with an appetite like yours will get bigger and stronger, the bigger his meals are. The same applies to demons. Remember that. The more humans a demon has eaten, the more powerful he'll be.
That's very good information to know, but also very fascinating.
You'll be able to tell how many poor souls they've claimed once your sense of smell is even more developed.
You can smell how many humans they've eaten or how strong they are?
It is called a warding mask. It's been enchanted by a protection spell to keep you from harm.
Now it makes sense.
I wonder if that spell... I mean, it feels like it is if you're going to mention it, but I wonder if that spell comes into effect later. Bye, Nezuko. See you after the test.
I promise. I'm going to come back for you.
You know, my friend mentioned this in the podcast, but I definitely see it that his sister gives him strength. And even if she hadn't told me that he does everything like for his family and essentially his sister, because that's the last of his family left, but I definitely get that sense that even if things become tough, she will always be his motivation to do well and to come back.
Tanjiro, that's impossible. How does he know the names of the dead?
Oh, he doesn't know they were there? So interesting.
Wisteria. It's all over the place.
Also, I really cannot get over how beautiful this anime is. I know my friend mentioned it, but the more I'm watching it, the more I'm like, this is real pretty. Oh, the other students for the final selection. I wonder how many people they choose. Or if there's even a cap. I recognize that person, but I also recognize the girl from posters at Hot Topic.
So many people.
Good evening. Tonight, you've come to enter.
That's not creepy at all. We're reminded of Red Rum.
Here on Mount Fujikasane, there are several demons that were captured alive by Demon Slayer's swordsmen. They are kept here for this event. The wisteria blossoms prevent them from leaving. They bloom on this mountain year-round.
That's really interesting. I kind of want to look into Wisteria now to see the kind of effects they have in like the real world.
No selection. You must survive for 7 days beyond the Wisteria's protection. Now, your trial begins.
This is very tuning exam-esque, if I can say that.
Survive. Don't think about anything else. I just have to make it through the night. Once the sun comes up, the demons won't be able to do anything.
I mean, yes, that is stuff that we have learned.
Make my way to where the sunlight will hit first. I smell a demon.
I love the way they show his senses. Just, it's so fascinating. And I wonder how they do it in the manga, or if it's like an anime only thing.
Where is it? Where's it coming from? I can't seem to pin it down. Up there!
Ah! I know he warned us first, but still, just seeing like eyes bulging always freaks me out.
Found you.
Oh! I bet you since these demons all live here together, they probably work together in some senses. Or not. Or not. See, I spoke too soon.
Two already. Can I handle them?
I saw him first! Doesn't matter! I'll be the first to kill him!
They probably, though, do wait for this to happen. Because this is the only time they get to feed on humans since they can't leave the mountain.
I smell the thread. Fourth form. Striking time.
Oh! I'm sure there's not actually water there, and I remember seeing this style in the opening, but man, it looks way cooler in action.
I killed demons. I'm getting stronger.
But don't.
So my training wasn't for nothing. I did master it.
Keep it together, Tanjiro. There are still other demons out there.
Nothing's left behind when a demon's killed with this sword. Not even
Oh,
the bones.
that's right. I forgot about the sword factor, because the last time I remember that he had to smash the head because he didn't have the special sword.
Rest in peace.
Aw.
What the? What's that awful smell?
What the hell? I didn't sign up for this.
Didn't you, though? What? What?
My God, what is that?
Just what I was wondering. I don't know if it's a reflection or it's too dark. Because it sounds like a slime. I don't know what it is, but it sounds like a slime.
You think Tanjiro can beat him?
Beat him?
I don't know. It seems nothing's ever going to be enough.
I'm going to assume they're talking about the demon, the same demon that he's facing, but I'm going to also assume that that demon is the one that killed them.
What's this mutated demon doing here? Nobody said anything.
Huh? No! I regret opening my eyes. Oh, this is what he was talking about. The more they eat, the stronger he gets. I'm curious, because this demon obviously wasn't... Excuse me? Ah!
Stay strong. Save him. Save him. Save him. You're not powerless anymore. Water breathing. Second form. Water
Good job, Tanjiro. Also, I'm scared.
That. It's another one of those sweet little foxes.
Another?
Okay, that answers my question.
Are we still in Meiji?
It's the Taisho period.
Taisho?
Realizing how long it's been.
Unforgivable! Unforgivable! Damn you, Urokodaki! Damn you! Damn you!
Ah! Is he the one that put him there?
Back when he was still hunting demons like me, the Edo period, during the KO era.
No way. Edo period?
You lie! No demon could ever live that long in here! Eaten 2 or 3 humans! They died during final selection! In fact, they even eat their own kind!
And yet I've managed to survive here all
Correct.
trapped in this flowery cage. I've managed to devour at least 50 of you brats. 13? That means you're number 14.
What are you talking about?
Of just his students?
That's how many of Urokodaki.
Ugh.
The boy's hair was an unusual shade of pink, a scar by his mouth. He was the most powerful of the lot. The other one was a girl who wore a flowery kimono.
I hate this. I hate this.
They always match the style of the Tengu mask he wears. He calls them warding masks, right? Except that's how I pick out who to eat. They're all in.
Interesting. Tanjiro, you gotta calm down. You gotta be calm. Even though I definitely wouldn't be calm. I'm freaking out on this side of the screen.
But it wasn't long before she lost all control of her movement. I ripped her limb from limb and feasted.
Tanjiro! He just told you! Also, Nezuko needs you!
Down, Tanjiro. Your breathing is uneven. Stay focused. Forget about us.
He knows.
You're on your own, buddy. I'm getting out of here.
Uh-huh. He saved your life, but can't save his. Rude. Shows that he's not worthy of being a demon slayer.
There goes another one of Urokodaki's brats.
You know what? No. First of all, there's more to this series. Second of all, he has Nezuko.
Tanjiro!
What's this? He can still move?
Whew. Still scared me. Oh, they just grow back. Fabulous.
I can't just cut his arms off. They regrow too fast.
But how do you get to his head when he's surrounded in arms?
Not even that pink-haired brat could cut off my head.
Tanjiro! Be calm!
I won't let another life be sacrificed. No more. I'll take him down.
Or... sure.
Wait a second. Underground.
Very good. I'm impressed.
Damn it, how did he know? No matter. He won't be able to dodge an attack in midair.
Do you think he's going to beat Tanjiro too? His neck is thick. Can it be cut?
I can't say whether he'll win or lose today.
Already, like, tearing up.
Tanjiro. Cut through this boulder.
Oh,
Toughest and largest boulder.
was this like a test to see if he could? I guess he does have a pretty tough head.
Water breathing.
I let him get too close. Not to worry. My neck is tough. He can't cut.
That's what you think!
As soon as he fails, I'm going to grab his head and crush it! Just like I did to the other one!
He sees the string! Ah!
Water surface slash!
Wow, I'm like holding my stomach because that was intense. Oh, and that's the end of the episode. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm kind of clammy too. Okay, before I say anything else, I will say that even though I started tearing up, I feel like this is different than when I like cry for Naruto because there are so many sad things that happen. I mean, I cried for the fact that he's killed so many of these children, and that's just awful and sad. But it was more like, I don't know, like anticipation, happiness, because, like, again, knowing that there is more to this series, like, you know that he's gonna be okay, but, like, just knowing that he is okay. But seriously, I can understand now why my one friend was like, it gets better after episode 4. Because I think the first 3 episodes is very much set up to the story. And then even though I think this is still part of the setup to the story, I think this is like Tanjiro taking everything that he has been through and being like, I can do this. And that makes you be like, okay, he has confidence in himself. So it makes you have confidence in the character, and like, I approve. Really good. Good job. Also, my friend told me about it, and yeah, I don't know how I could not have remembered, but definitely when I was going through and editing, I just like would see, like in the last episode, whenever he I used it for the thumbnail. He's standing there and the sun rises. And I just was like, yeah, this animation is so pretty. So good. Oddly weird. Better than I expected. Better than I could have ever anticipated. I know a lot of people like it. But that doesn't always mean that, me or just you, anybody in general, just because the majority of people, okay, what am I trying to say? Just because it's really popular is what I'm trying to say. Doesn't mean that you will like it, because everyone has their own taste. But even though I think it's like really sad, obviously, because there's a lot of death, and that's really sad for me, like that should be sad. They're killing not just people, but children. But I like appreciated the way they animated it, and I also, because my friend mentioned this and I'm noticing it as I'm going through again and editing and watching this, that even though he killed those 2 demons and he was like, oh, I did it, he also took that moment to be like, rest in peace. And like, that just makes me really happy that it's not, I don't know, somehow that makes it not so grim. Anywhoots, I am gonna go before it does start storming. It doesn't look it because for whatever reason everything is really bright in here, but there are some storm clouds. But thank you all so much for watching. And if you are still watching these videos, I really, really do appreciate you continue to watch this. I'm sorry they're not going to come out super consecutively, but stick with me if you can. And yeah, until next time, bye!